right, next film.
Yes, let's. Oh, yeah, we really got.
Yeah, we got.
we are in summer.
Yes. Baby Driver.
Oh yeah,
Edgar Wright's Baby Driver.
A film that a lot of people find awkward to talk about now.
Yeah.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
But you know what? The other day I was going through a bunch of different film video essays about it, and it reminded me, you know what? You could have replaced Kevin Spacey with any other actor. Edgar Wright.
Christopher Plummer.
Yes. we need that cut of the movie where Edgar Wright just photocopies him in. But
we gotta do it. Just 2 weeks of work.
Honestly, yeah, Edgar Wright could. Right. But he's such a detail-oriented director.
Yeah.
And the amount of tiny things that I never noticed until video essays pointed it out.
Yeah.
It reminded me of just how, and another thing that I liked about it was I was thinking about there was someone earlier this year who said that Baby Driver was so far one of the best superhero movies of the year because he basically gets his powers of super driving from music, which is ridiculous, but it's a superpower in the traditional sense of superhero movies. And so I was thinking about so some movies that don't get sequels, sometimes they continue in comics, like John Wick did.
Yes.
Female-led Ghostbusters movie did.
Yeah.
So, and then I'm thinking, the thing about Baby Driver, which is so unique about it in comparison to a lot of other movies this year, is it cannot possibly exist in any other medium.
Yeah.
Because of the visuals combined with what he does with music and what he does syncing up sound.
Yeah, I was gonna say just editing in general.
Yeah,
not just editing as far as images together or montage or what have you. Just the sound editing.
Yeah,
what he's doing with the editing is just impressive across the board.
Yeah,
and I remember again, Spacey is who Spacey is at this point at this day and age, but the performances are good in the movie.
All of them are good, yeah.
All of them except for the main one.
except for the one nominated for a Globe. Weird, that.
Right. Ansel Elgort. It's
and he's fine, but he's the weakest link.
He's very much the weakest link.
Yeah.
John Hamm is top notch in it.
He goes from really charming to really freaky.
Yeah. John Berthold, not that much. He's not into that much, but he's great.
He is a good impact.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx going gonzo.
Balls to the wall. Crazy.
Balls to the wall, but he's great in it.
He's very good.
Ela Gonzalez, not that much to do, but she's great in it as well.
Yeah.
Even Lily James is good in it too.
I think she's cute. I think she's cute in that movie.
Yeah, she is very cute in the movie.
What she does, and her accent. And,
yeah, and it's
and I like her character. I like the way that the second she finds out that Baby's a getaway driver, she's all in. She's just I'll take a gun. Let's run away from the cops. Let's
My only kind of quibble with the movie, I just wish it ended at the bridge.
That one thing that movie cemented for me is that Edgar Wright doesn't know how to end a movie.
Which is a lot of good directors don't know how to end a movie.
Yeah.
Which is Spielberg doesn't know how to end a movie.
That's very true.
So it's he's a good company, but it's I feel like the punch would have been a lot after all that, Baby gets caught, goes away, and then we are left with the implication will she wait for him? Was she not?
Yeah.
But give us that.
And just even in terms of cinematography, the shot is a perfect ending shot.
Yeah.
And I understand that he saw Baby Driver as a action musical fairy tale, and so he wanted to have that fairy tale ending. Yeah. But the film it suffered for it. I think.
A little bit.
But again, that first chase scene set to bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Come on. And that's what I remember from that movie. I barely remember Spacey's character.
Right.
There's subtle little things that you remember about the scenes in the the warehouse, the meetings and stuff, and his caretaker, or I guess his
foster law. Foster father. Yeah.
That's another thing I really appreciated was the fact that a large chunk of this movie was done in sign language.
Yeah.
And they cast a deaf actor for it, and it was this is the movie that you signed up for.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool, especially in juxtaposition to the fact that the rest of the movie is so focused on sound.
Yes.
That there are here's these moments of basically silence.
Of no sound.
Yeah.
And how much of an impact sound makes when there's no sound at all.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty good. I'm interested to see what he's going to do next, Edgar Wright. Especially coming off of this. I know the movie did okay business, but not big enough where it's just
And it's still his biggest hit in the States.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
And then the Spacey thing, and it's damn it, this guy can't catch a fucking break.
Right.
bums me out.
So I'm really. I mean, he's a very talented director. So I'm really interested.
He's just so good. And
yeah. So I'm really interested to see what he does next after this one.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Karen. MVP of the whole movie.
Exactly. I think we're the only ones who love Karen.
We're the only ones currently. Yeah. We are the first people in 2018 in the world to talk about Karen.
Yeah, everyone's kind of like, oh, Tom Holland, Michael Keaton, like, yeah, those are good. Yeah, can we talk about Jennifer Connelly?
Can we talk for a second? Jennifer Connelly was the AI voice.
Like, come on.
And she stole my heart and the show.
As she's wont to do.
As Jennifer Connelly is very wont to do.
No, but the movie's good. The movie is... I think we talked about before. Like, it's not as charming as the Sam Raimi film, especially the first two.
Yes.
This is good. It was a good movie.
It tied itself very neatly into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes.
I love
maybe a little bit too much for some people's taste.
I guess.
Yeah.
But to me, that's the selling point.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're just going to get another Amazing Spider-Man, which, dear Lord, the world does not need. But with this, it's like the selling point of Homecoming is we're part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
And we have one movie to make it where we can have Cap and Iron Man and all these references because they're all gone after Infinity War.
Yeah.
So let's do this now and tell you guys, don't worry, we're here.
And also, it works on a number of levels. It's really good as, again, it's a superhero story. It's really good as a young man, as a coming-of-age story.
Yes.
As Spider-Man kind of, changed the game in comics in 1962. That's what he did. It's really good as a high school movie. Like,
it's a really good high school movie.
It's almost a better high school movie than it is a superhero
I would
movie.
argue it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think it's more just a teenage, high school movie that just happened to... Oh, he's also Spider-Man.
He's also
There's three fight scenes in there that's kind of like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. But that's what I kind of like about what Marvel's been doing lately, in the sense that, or it's like Captain America, Winter Soldier was a political espionage thriller.
Yeah.
Pretending to be a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy is blatantly like a sci-fi fantasy pretending to be a superhero movie. And this is it's a high school movie pretending to be a superhero movie.
Right.
And it works on both levels, but that's what makes it so unique and so much better and it makes it stand out from all the other Marvel movies.
Yeah. Michael Keaton's great in the movie.
I was going to say this
really
is
layered performance as a villain.
The first villain I think since Loki where it's like I'm invested in a Marvel movie villain.
Yeah,
I'm invested. Like,
I know the two of us, again, being as Spider-Man fans that we are, it's like when he's driving Peter and his dog. Well, one, we didn't know that he was his girlfriend's dad. So as soon as he opens the door, we're just like, oh shit, that's the Park of Luck.
And
I called that.
She called it.
Nice.
And I did not know.
You know what bothers me is the fact that her name's Liz.
Yeah.
And so the movie knew. The movie was playing us.
Yes, it was.
Because they're like, these fucking comic book nerds. They're going to think it's Liz Allen. Fuck those pricks. Yeah. Those pretentious assholes.
Yeah.
She's Liz Toombs. Go fuck yourself.
That's exactly what I thought too, though. That the reason I guessed it is as he was going up, my head went into the whole, what could possibly go wrong for Peter now?
What's the
and
next
I turned
Parker
to him
Luck?
and I go, the dad's gonna be, I called it. I was like,
and I remember just staring at her as
mad.
as Adrian opens the door. I'm just like, how the fuck?
Were you one of the 10 screenwriters?
What the fuck? How the hell?
One of the 10.
But not only that, but also when he's driving and he's piecing together
such a good scene.
And he's piecing together. Oh, he's Peter. He's Spider-Man. And then after Liz goes in and it's just the two of them, it's like that's straight from the comics, man.
Yeah.
It's dialogue that's so it's the Thanksgiving scene in the first Spider-Man.
Yes.
And it's the best like Peter knows what's going on, and the villain knows what's going on,
but
everyone else is like, I don't know why they're acting so strange.
Right. Like, man, you can touch her with a knife, can't you?
My favorite part, probably one of my favorite parts, is in the prom when he goes and he had just gotten out of that conversation with the guy, and he's like, and then his friends are all like, hey, and then Zendaya flips him off. I'm like, oh, these are my friends from high school. Okay. Yeah. But he's going through an emotional crisis.
Yeah, he's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But again, the best Spider-Man villains, and this is something that I do appreciate translated over to Homecoming, the best Spider-Man villains are authority figures.
Yes.
And in Sam Raimi's movies, it was like, my best friend who has a lot of power, my hero who, is not the person who I thought he was. Even in Amazing, where it was like Kurt Connors, this my professor, someone who I have to respect, is the villain. And then with this, it's the classic, my girlfriend's dad.
Yeah.
And it works so well.
Yeah. And again, another thing with this movie, the last fight scene in the end, it's bad. It's just really bad.
It's not good.
There are times it's like I visually could not tell what was going on in the airplane. And it's like, why have the airplane have camouflage and then film it like that? Where I can't tell what's going. Like, why? Again, it's an inherent vice. These movies have bad endings.
They just have bad endings.
It is what it is.
I was pleasantly surprised by some of the twists and turns where it was like the very end where it's like, oh, Aunt May's gonna know that he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm like, when I first saw it, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. But
Marissa
I'm like,
Tomei.
What? Marissa Tomei.
Yeah.
So I was upset at first, but then I'm like, why am I upset? This is a new Spider-Man. I have Aunt May not knowing, but kind of knowing in Rosemary Harris, in Sam Raimi's. And it's like, if we're gonna go different, let's go different. Let's just go completely different.
One touch I like is how Vulture's in prison.
Yeah.
And he doesn't reveal who Spider-Man is.
To Scorpion.
Which
is great.
Yeah, I thought it was a good touch.
But yeah, and I think that's what made, once the plane crashed, I think the whole fight scene got a lot better because it showed Spider-Man being like, because even like Vulture wasn't trying to kill Spider-Man, he was trying to get money for his family.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man wasn't trying to, get Adrian in trouble, he was just trying to save him and his whole family too. Yeah. And that was a reflection of what those two characters were, which again, normally the villain just straight up dies at the end of a Marvel movie, and it's just a fist fight until one of them dies.
Yeah.
But with this, it was like it showed more about who Spider-Man's character was, and his mercy almost was kind of changed the mind of Adrian, who's like, I mean, this is just a kid. My daughter knows him, and he saved my life. I'm not going to tell you who Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was a cool twist on the Spider-Man mythos.
Yes.
So, Spider-Man, Karen, good stuff.
Exactly.
The scene in the bunker was great.
Yes,
okay,
it was.
I liked the scene in the bunker.
Hey, what should I call you?
Karen? Yeah, I'll just call you Karen.
Like Peter, she's right there.
Now's your chance, Peter. Like, as the elevator's falling
in the Washington Monument.
I loved it.
Loved it. Read the room, Karen. Not time. Okay. Do you want to talk about Atomic Blonde first, or do you want to talk about Ingrid Goes West first?
Let's get Atomic Blonde out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it was okay.
It was all right.
Yeah, could have been better.
I hope that's just where you end it. And moving on.
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
There's that fight scene.
The oneer, yeah.
Yeah, in the stairwell in the office. Great. Stupendous.
Absolutely.
That is, honestly, man, all I really remember about it.
Yeah. This is something we talked about. Before. I don't know why that movie decided to have a plot,
or why it decided to take itself take the plot so seriously.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because the way it was billed and the way it should have been was, this is John Wick with Charlize Theron.
Boom. That's it. That's all you need.
That's literally. I would have still gone. I would have preferred it. I would have seen it twice.
Yeah.
And instead, they're like, this is kind of John Wick action sequences.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron is here, and there's like a Cold War Russian.
And it's Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. For reasons?
For reasons that, the movie doesn't even care enough.
No. It's like, I don't care who's a triple spy. I don't care about French agents. I don't care about all this different intricate details.
James McAvoy was in that movie. I just remembered that. Yeah. He's like the co-star.
Yeah. It's like, I don't care about Triple H. I just want to see Charlize Theron.
And neither does Charlize, though. No. Charlize just wants to fight people and be an action star.
I just want to see Charlize Theron kill people. Is that too much to ask for?
Apparently it is. Apparently it is. So, yeah, I think that's one of the most disappointing movies I've seen all year.
Was it that disappointing? I thought, I guess.
I left and I'm just like, I don't know. I left feeling... when I saw John Wick for the first time, it was on, a standard definition DVD.
Yeah.
And on a small little TV in a friend's apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I left and I'm just like peeling out of the driveway and I'm like, fuck yeah, John Wick! And then I left this movie and I'm just like, oh yeah, there was a really neat fight scene and then her friend died. She picked up the mummy at a bar and they had sex. I remember that happened. And then, I don't know. Honestly, man, John Goodman was there, too.
Yeah, he was. I feel like this is a good first step back for this kind of movie. Mm. And especially because female assassins are really coming in vogue now.
They are.
Because we got Jennifer Lawrence going to play Red Sparrow. That's coming out this year. Mm. Taraji P. Henson is Proud Mary that's coming out. So it's like female assassins is kind of on the rise, which is great. Like all for it. So I feel like this is kind of like, okay, good first step back for a time with Blonde.
Yeah.
Second
With
one,
the skeleton's there.
The skeleton's there. Second one, it better be Charlize Theron just killing people.
Learn your lesson. Read
learn
your
lesson. Learn your lesson.
You're not a Netflix series. You can get feedback back from people.
Yeah, like take it easy on the espionage plot. Just give me Charlize Theron killing people. That's all I want.
Because she can do it.
Clearly. Yeah. Like,
anyway,
we got Mad Max. It's like yes, she can do it. So
yeah. I guess that's why I wanted to get that out of the way, because it's like that hallway fight was great, and I wish that Charlize deserves better.
Yeah.
That's my summary.
Yeah. Ingrid Goes West was good. Really good. I loved Aubrey Plaza in it.
Yes.
Like, not only that, this and in Legion. She was really good in that.
I didn't see Legion.
I didn't like it for the most part, but she was great in the show.
That's good to know.
Yeah. Really goes for it. Like, balls to the wall, energetic, crazy. Like, it's great. And, like, Ingrid Goes West is... Well, she's crazy in that, too.
She's very... she's very...
I remember I joked to you, it's like, I don't want to go to California ever. Now.
No, because even the people... Because she was crazy, but the people around her who were supposed to be, like, the grounded ones were also fucking crazy?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have no desire to go to LA
So basically,
anymore.
this movie is about a very disturbed woman.
Very disturbed woman.
Goes on Instagram, falls in love with Elizabeth Olsen, as we all want to do at one point in our lives.
Very true.
Finds her Instagram page and decides, I'm going to be friends with that person.
I'm going to be friends with her.
So she pretty much invents this whole persona about herself and worms her way into her life, and then...
In very, very disturbing, like, stalkery... Scary ways.
Yeah. Finding out, like... Because that's the thing with social media, where it's like everyone documents everything they do. So it's like, hey, I'm at this bar having this lunch. So she goes to that bar.
She goes to that bar at the exact same time the next day, has the exact same drink, and waits. And then she picks up the same book she's reading.
Yeah.
But then we find out she wasn't actually reading the book because everyone in LA is fake and nothing's really real. And it's a layered movie with a lot of different messages, I think, behind it, and all of them come crashing down at the end. But shall we get to the end later?
Yeah, let's get to the end later, because it's like I liked Elizabeth Olsen in this. This is like the first, like, this and Wind River, her big two movies this year. Like, she did really good in those. O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son, who plays yeah, he's really good. He's really good in this movie.
He's really good.
I'm hoping he takes off. I really like him.
I would say he's my favorite character in the movie.
Yeah.
He was really funny. The Call Me Batman. Call Me Batman scene.
Yes.
Which, enough said.
Again, Aubrey Plaza, there's a sex scene where she plays Catwoman. Aces.
That's it. The movie could have ended. And I would have been like, Ingrid Goes West.
Yeah.
Confusing morals, but whatever.
Confusing morals. But hey, it's Aubrey Plaza doing foreplay and Catwoman lingerie. What more do you want in life?
Absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
So you've got her with this friend, Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
And for a while it seems like, okay, maybe this could work. Maybe this could be fine.
Yeah.
And then she gets another friend. Then her weird brother shows up.
Really weird.
I hated the fucking brother.
Yeah.
And then that turns into a plot to, like, scare the brother away or tell...
Well, it turns into the brother blackmailing Aubrey Plaza.
Because he gets Aubrey Plaza's phone and he's like, this is some fucked up shit, and I'm going to tell my sister about it.
Yeah.
And you're never going to be friends with her again unless you... pay me money?
I think it was money.
Something.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then her and Aubrey Plaza and O'Shea Jackson Jr. They kidnapped him.
They kidnapped him.
Throw him in the middle of the desert and like try to scare him off. But then
he sees right through their ski masks.
Yeah, he sees right through their ski mask, beats up Jackson badly, puts him in the hospital, and then drives away. And then like she's exposed. Aubrey Plaza's exposed, and like she's ostracized from the group. And
because what it is like doesn't someone like she hits him over the head with like a tire iron?
Yeah,
and like leaves him in the desert to die.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
it. Then she comes back and like tries to come back like that episode of Seinfeld where George like has a fit at work and then comes in the next day like nothing happened. Yes. She comes to one of Elizabeth Olsen's parties like she didn't just clobber her brother's head with a tire iron.
Yes.
And then everything gets thrown into her face and she's just like, this is fucked up. You're messed up. None of this is real. You're not real. Our friendship was never real. You need help. You need to leave. and really lays it into her.
Yeah.
Which was good. Like, that's
Yes.
That's what the character deserved.
And
because she was a bad character.
Yeah, very much so. And Aubree Plaza takes it, as like Ingrid takes it to such devastating lows.
Mm-hmm.
She films...
like,
Instagram's her suicide attempt. Yeah.
Now, this is where the movie gets fucking shady, like, gray area.
Yeah.
So...
It doesn't fit the landing.
She films her suicide attempt for the internet, and then she wakes up in a hospital bed, and she is surrounded by balloons, and get well cards, and gifts. She's like, who are all these from? And her landlord is like, they're from all of your followers. They saw your post and they were like, they're holding out for you. They're like, it was so inspirational. They really hope that you pull through.
Yeah.
And she gets the phone and she scrolls through and her eyes are wide. And the movie ends.
Yeah.
And holy shit, that's not a good way to end that movie.
No, it's not.
That's a bad, very toxic way to end that movie.
Yeah.
Basically saying, hey, if you're not getting enough attention on the internet, all you got to do is try to kill yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's bad. That's really bad.
No, it didn't stick the ending with what its themes were throughout the entire movie.
And I understood what I think what this movie was trying to do, which was, oh, here we go again. She's going to find someone else, and
I think the character experience that is fine. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, okay, she doesn't learn anything from it. I don't think the movie feels like it didn't learn anything. The movie's like, we agree with her, and it's like, you shouldn't go.
And it bums me out because up until that point, it was one of the scariest horror movies.
It really was. It was really subversive. Really subversive in a way where it's just kind of like, this is how evil social media can be.
Like, she's in the bathroom, she's brushing her teeth, she's making breakfast, she's she's always scrolling and she's going through Instagram and liking every single post.
Yeah.
Not even looking to see who posts it.
Right.
Because she's that desperate for like companionship, friends, attention.
Yeah. No, it's a shame the film kind of ended that way because the film is pretty much confirming what the character is, and it's like the movie shouldn't do that.
No.
I feel like if the character does that, that's fine because the character doesn't learn. We go through this again.
Yeah, we've seen that happen.
Almost like in Nightcrawler, where it's just like where it's like at the end where it's like he has the big business now, and it's like he has the different recruits and everything, and it's like, but the movie understands.
We know what's going to happen to all these different recruits.
The movie understands that. I don't think Ingrid Goes West. The movie understands what that character is doing, and it's a shame.
It is a shame because that's kind of, it's a very poignant movie.
Yeah,
and it could have been a really good satire if it just stuck.
And it sucks because that was another movie that came out around August, and it just didn't do anything business wise.
No,
because August is a bad month for movies.
It's the new February apparently.
Yeah. Because that's when kids are kind of going back to school, and it's just kind of the dead zone. Nothing happens. Like, it's a shame. Okay, on the list is like It Comes at Night and Rough Night. I kind of want to skip those because it's like we have Mother. We can talk. We should talk about Mother.
Let's gloss over them.
Okay,
incredibly briefly.
It Comes at Night. Really good atmospheric horror. I think almost too atmospheric at times. Yeah. But it's like I love how the movie didn't explain anything.
Yeah,
I love how the characters didn't even know what's going on most of the time in the movie because it's like, if you're in a horror setting like that, that might happen. Where it's like, it's at the end of the world. We don't know what happened. We don't know.
We just know the bad shit happens at night.
We just know the bad shit happens at night.
Don't open the red door.
Yeah, you don't open the red door. We have these people who are here, and it's like, these could be dangerous people. And it's like, it works on that level.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's almost too intangible at times.
A bit too much style over substance, a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of got that too.
Yeah, still pretty good.
I liked how tense the movie could get, but ultimately, I remember leaving the theater and it was out of my brain the second we left
because we saw Cure for Wellness right out.
Oh fuck, we saw it. Okay, we're gonna get to it. No, we're gonna get to it, guys.
But no, that was It Comes at Night. Not bad. Joel Edgerton, good in it. Carmen Elegio, Riley Keough, Christopher Abbott, good performances all around.
Good performances.
Rough Night was not as bad as you expected.
It really was not.
No, it was pretty fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Anyone who writes a script and goes, "Hey, Kate McKinnon, you're gonna play an Australian best friend." Yeah, I'm on board.
And
Australian accent, do it.
And my favorite part is Zoe Kravitz getting eaten out by Demi Moore on the beach. Listen, I'm not a complicated man. That's all I want in life.
No, that's all. Honestly, man, the rest of the movie happened. The movie ended. It climaxed for me right there.
Dun.
Not intentional.
That was bad.
But yeah, then it gets into like, I mean, I already mentioned this before we kind of started recording it. Like, there's a murder plot that it's fine in the beginning because now you have the women kind of coming together to have to see how they operate within this kind of very desperate situation. But then the murder plot really kicks up a notch where it's just like, oh, the other people come in. It's like, okay, this guy's kind of messy. Yeah. And it doesn't really work that way. Yeah.
Surprisingly, the plot that I liked a lot was the B plot of the boyfriend or the fiance on Russian Adderall driving states away and hooking up this guy who's like, hey man, I just want drugs. And the other guy who's like, hey man, I've got these drugs, but I really want a blowjob. And he introduces the two at a gas station. And it was like this really awesome. Yeah. I wanted to see that movie, to be honest. Yeah. Once the plot got too convoluted with the Bachelorette party, I'm like, let's go back to this couple. Let's see how they work out.
Yeah, no, that was drugs and that was fun. Scarlett Johansson, quick divergent. Scarlett Johansson it's weird. She does because she has this movie. She had Ghost in the Shell this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like not a great 2017, and it's like what I wanted to say when you were talking about when you watched Avengers, Aubree, was just like Marvel really dropped the ball when it didn't do a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't. Because it's like they didn't that could have been the easiest layup in the world. It didn't have to have a plot. It's just like, hey, here's Black Widow doing spy stuff.
Yeah.
For 2 hours.
Movie.
That could have been the movie.
Here's a cameo by Hawkeye.
Instead of shoving her backstory into Age of Ultron, maybe go into that, possibly.
And they could have racked up so much money.
Yeah.
So much money was just on the table and they didn't do
it. But no. You see, you're mistaken. Superhero movies that are led by females wouldn't sell.
No, they don't.
They don't. The merchandise doesn't sell. I definitely didn't buy $30 worth of merchandise on topic.
Scarlett Johansson does not Scarlett Johansson led movies do not make money. I mean, who remembers Lucy, right?
Yeah.
Whew. But that's the thing. Scarlett Johansson wants to make this movie so bad. Yeah. She's willing to make Lucy. Yeah. She's willing to make Ghost in the Shell. She's willing to make... There was another one where she basically plays the exact same, unknown assassin with a dark past. So just do a Black Widow. Can't now.
No, you can't now. But they missed a chance. Again, it would have been the easiest layup in the world. And it's like I don't know why they didn't do it.
Well, it's the same reason why they waited to do Black Panther until next year. Right. Where it's like, well, no one's gonna believe that a fictional country in Africa exists.
And here's Thor 2, everybody.
Here's Guardians of the Galaxy with multiple planets.
Right, like come on, guys. Like, what
so yeah, no, Marvel's been doing better.
Yeah.
But man, they've made plenty of mistakes.
No, they have. They
very tone deaf.
Yeah. Mother is a movie.
Mother was a movie.
I liked Mother, and it's
I did not like Mother.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I didn't like it.
And I talked about I mentioned this with Justin, where it's just like I like Mother because there are things in that movie that don't work all the way, and I think that's what makes it work for the movie.
Now, see, because I like it because I like to hear. I've heard two completely different sides of I like it and I hate it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people saying I hate it because I didn't get it, and it's like fine, whatever. But to me, the second I realized that it was a biblical allegory and an allegory for environmentalism,
Mother Nature, yeah,
and I realized, so none of this is real, even in the context of the movie. So all the people coming into the house and all the damage being caused, and all the emotional distress that was happening. It was like the second I realized that it's all allegorical, it all just became very. It almost played off to me like it was like all shock value.
Yeah,
it's like shock value of the movie.
Okay,
and,
I can see that. And again, I think that's kind of the point of the movie. And it's like what I mentioned to you, and I mentioned to a lot of people. Like Darren Aronofsky is a very obvious filmmaker. Yeah, and it's like once you kind of figure out what the movie is, that's kind of the movie. Mm-hmm. There's not much depth other than that, really. Mm-hmm. And that's I think the way you feel about Mother is the way I feel about Requiem for a Dream. Whereas it's like
I can see that.
Whereas it's like, drugs are bad and you shouldn't do drugs. Yeah, I get it, man. What else is there? Oh, nothing. Okay.
I guess at the same time though, because you had the Wrestler and you had Black Swan.
Yeah.
And those are two movies that
even Noah. I guess you want to mention. You
can mention Noah because there's enough original.
Yeah, there's no weirdness.
He added his own chapters to Genesis into that movie.
Yeah.
But including the one about Emma Watson stowing away. Do you remember that? But But like with Black Swan and the Wrestler, it was okay. So here are there were characters that I was able to base my emotions upon, I guess, and there were character arcs and character moments and character beats and character choices But I felt like I was reading the emotional impact that I got from the movie stemmed from a lot of like when the baby died.
Yeah.
And then when it was like, okay, like the second once the brothers came in, the Cain and Abel allegories. Yeah. It was like,
no, I remember you elbowed me. It was like, oh, I get it
now. But then the second she was pregnant, I'm like, I know where this is going to go, and I'm not going to like it. It was the visuals were the things that threw me off and that disturbed me, not the movie itself and not the story, not even really the presentation. Yeah. And it's not because I knew it was happening, but it was because it felt like it was a lot happening that didn't matter. Okay. But that's my personal humble preference. Yeah. I know a lot of people who were very mad at that movie. Yeah. I'm not mad. I just I appreciate visually what it was. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he was able to tell it in that way at all. Yeah.
I got to give Paramount props for even making the movie.
That's the ballsiest move of 2017, I think. Aside from maybe The Mummy, but this saying we're going to pitch this as a horror movie and we're going to send it to all these theaters and people are going to see it. Yeah. And we'll have their money.
Yeah, it's out here. And they didn't even do the gradual release that kind of art house movie usually do. Like, no, okay, here's New York, LA. We'll kind of seep it in from Austin, Chicago. Like, no, full release right out the gate. Yeah. So I gotta appreciate it for that. This is my new favorite Jennifer Lawrence performance. I loved her in this movie. She
okay, I can see it.
Yeah, she does a lot of things in this movie. Like, she hasn't really done since Winter's Bone.
She hasn't really done a whole lot since Winter's Bone.
Well, she's done a lot, just not a lot of good.
Not a lot of acting roles.
Yeah. No. True. Yeah, it's like this is very raw, but it's very, very emotive. Because the podcast is with Justin about Jennifer Lawrence, I wanted to do that because I was reminded how beautiful she is, just objectively, and two, how good of a movie star face she has. Yeah. How her face is prime for cinema. There's a lot of close. Most of the movies are close up of her face. Yeah. And it's she emotes well. She tells a lot of storytelling with her face, a lot of emotion, a lot of just storytelling, a lot of care and horror and shock and the sink's not braced. Yeah. The goddamn sink.
The sink.
There's a lot that she's doing, just visually with her face in that movie, which I really appreciated. Mm-hmm. I loved Michelle Pfeiffer in the movie.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why she's not being talked to more for Best Supporting Actress.
Catty. Snarky,
very much so. Yeah, the spiked lemonade, the side eye, love it all.
Just even the poutiness after they break the thing, and she's just I just wanted to touch it. Just like Michelle Pfeiffer, haven't aged a day.
No, she hasn't.
She really hasn't.
I'm so glad she's back in movies.
Me too. Yeah, great.
I almost wanted to see Murder on the Orient Express because I heard she sings the closing song during the credits.
What?
Yeah. So I was just fuck, do I have to watch this movie now?
I have to see this movie?
Johnny Depp's in, I don't want to watch it, but it's if she sings the song at the end.
Yeah, it's a catch-22 there, man.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So, no, Mother has been a really decisive movie.
Very.
I think it's one of those movies I think people should watch just so they can kind of take their own
initiative you need your own opinion of it.
Yeah.
And I think especially if someone is hearing it's the worst movie of the year and all this stuff, and then they go into it, expectations are going to be so low that you know, even if they've never seen, arguably this is an art house film.
Oh yeah.
And if you've never seen an art house film before, it's jarring.
No, it is.
Because
that movie again, Kristen Wiig comes out of nowhere at some point. Yeah. The movie turns into Children of Men at some point. Yeah,
Kristen Wiig is executing people.
Yeah, this movie does a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah. And again, I kind of like how it doesn't all gel because it's Aronofsky just going for it. I kind of appreciate that. Yeah. So it's again, I don't think it works all the way, but I think that's why the movie works to some degree.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, Toby.
The Florida Project. Sean Baker's The Florida Project.
Oh yeah, The Florida Project.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
That's one of my favorite ones of the year. I love that movie.
It's a very good film.
Yeah, and it's I love that movie because it's the same thing that Andrea Arnold did with American Honey in 2016, where it's you're going to see this kind of version of America that you don't really see in cinema or in this kind of storytelling, where it's just very seedy, very kind of destitute kind of living, but people still have to make their way in life in that world. Yeah. And he's not going to judge them. He's just going to show you it. He's just going to show you hey, these are people's lives. This is what they have to do. This is what they do. Get jobs, get work. These are the kids. The kids are kids. Like the kids are,
and the kids were great.
The kids are great.
Yeah,
and it's like they're rambunctious, they're funny, they're lively, they're horrible. It's like they do a lot of things as kids are want to do.
Typical kids.
Yeah, typical kids just living around. It's like it's one of those things that's like that kids don't do anymore. Where it's just like, hey, be home by dark.
Yeah,
whatever you do it. Just make sure you're home by dark.
Well, even like just this. Some of my favorite scenes were them, like the kids just walking around.
Yeah.
And one thing that I loved about this movie was it was like, hey, listen, I understand that, like, you know, Orlando is known for Disney and Universal and all this, you know, the most magical place on earth. The second you take 5 steps outside of Disneyland's parking lot, it is a pit.
Yeah.
Orlando is gross. And this movie is unapologetically like, listen, man, this is the real Orlando. It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
The way and I like how, like, the mom character.
Yeah.
To me, I thought was...
I think her name's Brie Valenti, I think her name.
Her like first acting gig.
Fun
fact.
Sean Baker found her on Instagram.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Because she's really good in this movie because her character is so repulsive and disgusting and bad, and I hated her. I hated that character.
I don't think she's any of those things, honestly.
I definitely did.
Because, again, I don't think Sean Baker's judging her at all.
Well, no, she's not, but I think it was allowing the audience to judge. And I was under the impression, and I was sitting here like, you're a very selfish person.
Because she's a kid herself.
And
that's what I love about it. That's what she's.
Oh no, I'm not saying that like I dislike the character. I'm saying that like the character to me, I interpreted it as she's supposed to be this way.
Yeah,
and we get the viewpoint of, like, because her daughter looks up to her.
She would,
but also because like she's not necessarily being a mom. She's kind of being like a very supportive best friend,
like a best friend, a bit like I like how she kind of flirts between, or kind of goes between a supportive best friend, a big sister, and a mom, and she kind of has to play all 3 of them at the same time, and that's a lot to do for someone who has a kid that young, who's doing it by herself, who's in that environment, who can't get regular work, like she's hawking perfume and soliciting herself. So it's just like, how is someone going to raise a kid in that environment? But she loves her daughter still very much, and her daughter loves her. Like I loved how unapologetic that character was.
Okay.
Like I love how messy she was, because she's going to be messy.
Yeah.
I love how even like certain scenes after her and her best friend had that falling out because they burned down a house.
Because their kids burned down a house.
Yeah, but it's like, Mooney is like, where's the iPad? Oh, I had to sell it. Why? Because this room costs money, Mooney. Yeah. I had to. It's like, do we have any napkins? No. I'm gonna wipe my hands on the pillowcase. Are you gonna clean it? Someone's gonna clean it. It's like, it's stuff like that where it's just like they're in an environment that doesn't give them much. So she has to find her way, and she's going to stumble because she's going to. And even when her kid's taken away, at one hand, you're like, good, she needs to be in a better environment. Please, like you said, Orlando's gross. Please get her out of there. If she's going to be in Orlando, at least put her in a better environment where she can deal with being in Orlando. But at the same time, do you really want to take a child away from her mother, despite who the mother is?
And that's where the ending of this movie comes in.
Yeah.
Which is jarring.
Crazy ending.
It's filmed completely differently.
Oh, yeah.
They did not get permission to at all. And so that's...
Because Disney being Disney, as we've seen this year, there's no way that makes it through there's no way that makes it through the door, let alone out of the room.
No. But, that might even be why they had to shoot the ending, like, as fast
it did.
Motion.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, guys, we don't have a whole lot of time here.
Right.
I interpreted the ending as like the one friend that we saw her make, like the new friend that we saw her make, realizing like, okay, this is a bad environment. You're being taken away from your mom. You're going from out of the frying pan into the fire, basically. I'm going to take you away from all of it, and we're going to go to Disney.
Yeah,
because that's where kids would go.
Yeah,
we're going to run away from the shitty house that we live in. The shitty adults who live here, and the shitty people trying to take you away from those shitty adults to a place where kids can be kids.
Yes.
And I think that's what...
Again, like you mentioned before, the most magical place on earth.
Yeah.
Is right there.
Right there. Down the street from this really gross apartment.
Yeah.
But, But so to me, I saw it as like, yeah, she loves her mom, but it's also, it wasn't a safe or good environment for her, and she wasn't a responsible enough person to take care of that child.
Yeah.
And I appreciated the kind of like Kiki, how it was kind of like a slice of life movie where the plot was just, here's a look into the lives of these characters.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe was great.
Yes, he was.
That's all I gotta say on that.
No, he's fantastic, and I know a lot of people are kind of like, out of all the great performances this year in Best Supporting category, why is Willem Dafoe kind of taking charge? And I'm like, I'm totally fine with that. I love Willem Dafoe. I love the performance.
The scene where the old man was like, "Oh, I'm just here to buy pop and stuff," and just that whole thing leading up.
Yeah,
like this isn't a tense movie. It's not a thriller.
Right.
But I was like, "Come on, Willem, do something."
Yeah. That, like, just the way he interacts with the kids, like,
he's great with the kids.
He's like this hard-nosed adult, but at the same time, he understands their kids, and he's really able to relate to them. Even the way he deals with the mom, he's trying to work with her, but he I love how he threatens to kick her out, but you know he's not going to.
He's not going to. Yeah, even though anyway,
right.
But
no, Willem Dafoe's. This is a hallmark. This is like a crown jewel in a great career of his.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Florida Project. Good stuff, Willem Dafoe. Bad stuff, Disney.
Bad stuff, Disney, as always.
As always.
Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, that was a movie.
That was a movie.
That was a fun movie.
It was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Tessa Thompson in that outfit, man.
Tessa Thompson was very great in this movie, too.
Yeah.
Do you need me to leave you alone for a second?
Could you?
All right. That's my house. But
Still, man.
I guess I could just kind of like...
It's Tessa Thompson.
No, I understand.
And that silver number? Come on, man.
I get it.
The thing with this movie is, I think it's default the best of the Thor movies.
Yeah, default,
Which isn't a hard bar to clear.
Not really.
But it's kind of unfair because this third movie is really good because it deconstructs and makes fun of the first two.
Yeah, exactly.
So it can't really work without the first two movies being a thing.
Yeah.
So which is kind of interesting.
Which is what, like, the privilege that the Marvel Cinematic Universe experiment has.
Yeah.
Which is, it is episodic, like the most expensive and longest TV show.
Yes.
So they're able to be like, yeah, the best Thor movie is a response to the first two.
Yes.
So, yeah, no, it was really good.
Yeah, I feel like this is the movie that kind of figured out not only Thor but Chris Hemsworth, because Chris Hemsworth is actually a really underrated comedian.
He's funny.
He has great comedic timing. He's funny, and this is like this is the one that kind of like, okay, we can let Thor a little loose here.
Yeah, and again, like it even explained it in the beginning. Like, I've been on this quest for 2 years, and it's kind of driven him a little mad.
Yeah,
and he's retelling his epic tales to a skeleton in a cage. Immigrant Song plays twice.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine.
Chemistry between him and Mark Ruffalo as a Hulk is great.
Great.
Even the stuff with the Hulk is interesting.
Yeah, I loved the Hulk in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was he basically has the IQ of like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And a 3-year-old that can like rip tanks in half. But like, so when he gets frustrated at Thor because Thor wants to leave, you know, he kind of has this little pouty moment.
Yes.
But he's this huge hulking figure, but he's like a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
And so like the audience laughs, but I'm like, this is a genuine Hulk moment right here. Like, this is it. This is the character.
The fight between them in the arena was pretty good.
Was really great. I loved. I can't keep going without saying that this was the most Jeff Goldblum-y performance that Jeff Goldblum has ever given. I don't think he had a script. I think that they shot his scenes.
Do you think they just put him in makeup and just kind of just followed him around?
They said, you're a character called the Grandmaster. Thor, Loki, and Hulk are here.
That's
and they
it.
shot the cameras, and then they're like, okay, we have this footage of Jeff Goldblum. Let's construct a story around what he said. So it makes sense. Because he wasn't acting.
Yeah, besides his various commercials that he does every once in a while, just go. It's Jeff Goldblum in a Marvel movie.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I could watch him be an alien warlord all day.
Yeah.
Sparkles. Yeah.
I love the, and I mentioned this. I noticed it in the first, but I love the chemistry between Thor and Loki.
In this movie, especially.
Yeah.
The elevator scene where Thor's like, you are who you are, and I am who I am, and we can try to be pals, but let's face it, man. You are who, you know.
Yeah, this is what you wanted, and it's like I love how he says. I love when Thor says this is what you want. I love when also Thor says like, I saw us fighting together side by side forever, but that's not what we wanted. And you can just see Loki's faces drop. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Especially because Thor says it so dismissively, like, I've accepted this.
Yeah, I've accepted it.
You tried to conquer the world twice.
You tried to kill me. Like,
yeah.
It is what it is. Like, you're my brother. I always love you, but I know who you are now. And then Loki's just like, I didn't know that's how you felt. Like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's such... It's almost the best thing Tom Hiddleston's ever done.
In a way. It's better than his performance in Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
There's that. He's got that going for him.
But it's just a great moment between brothers who, again, I have a brother, you have a brother. Mm. I'm sure as brothers that you fight all the time, but it's like, at the end of the day, you do love your brother.
Yeah.
It's just like Loki's had such a chip on his shoulder. Mm. He isn't able to see anything past that, and Thor has always been like, no, you're my brother, I love you. It's like, you are who you are. Like, I've accepted that now, but it's just like, I just how Loki's just kind of dropped by it.
Yeah.
Because he didn't realize that.
Yeah.
He didn't realize his brother loved him.
It was a good character moment for a character who didn't otherwise have a whole lot to do in this movie. Yeah. Which was good. Yeah. I didn't see Dark World, so I don't know what he did.
Nothing
in that movie. All right, I figured.
No one did.
I figured no one did. Yeah,
no one did. Don't worry.
Christopher Eccleston didn't do anything. In that movie, that's for sure.
No, he really didn't. I don't know how you waste Christopher Eccleston, but
Portman didn't do anything. Oh man, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. There's a section of film Twitter that's like, no, Thor 2 is really good, and I'm just like,
There's a lot of weird sections of film Twitter.
There are.
That go to bat for like Ninja Turtles 3, and I'm like, nah, I don't think you guys are.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna veer away from that section.
That's not right.
No, it's very vibrant. It's very funny.
It's an action comedy more than anything else, which is.
Taika Waititi's just comedy just comes out in droves.
Well, apparently, like 80% of the movie was improvised.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Marvel let him do that?
Yeah.
Disney won't let anyone do anything with their fucking Han Solo movie that no one already wants to see. And they're like, yeah, you know what, Thor? Make everything up.
Right.
We'll throw Hulk in there for you.
Right.
Why not? Giant wolf. It'll be great.
She doesn't have that much to do in it, but just because plot-wise, she's kind of the main bad guy, but it's like Cate Blanchett vamping it up is fantastic.
She was chewing the scenery. She knew exactly what kind of movie she was in.
Exactly, and she is wonderful when she does that.
Yeah, and she rocked that headpiece.
Oh, great!
I don't know how.
Great.
No one else would have been able to.
No, and it's. I remember someone mentioned this on Twitter where it's just like she was like this emo goth kid that kind of comes home at at her holidays, like anytime she wants to piss her parents off, does the hair, and that's what happens. Anytime she goes to the bed or she confronts a family member, the hair, the antlers go up, and it's like that's a cool telling moment.
It is.
The best scene for me was the flashback with Valkyrie.
Oh yeah,
we have that.
Where it was painted like Renaissance painting.
Basically,
sort of thing.
Yeah, the way it moved, and it's like slow motion, like Hela's fighting all the Valkyries coming at her. She
with throws all these spears coming out.
And this is like the slow motion falling. It's like, and it's like a quick moment. It reminded me of like in Fury Road when they travel through like that one section when it's all blue out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, just blue all of a sudden. And never explains it.
Exactly, same thing. And it's like that's what movies on this scale can kind of do. Where it's just like, hey, here's a quick little art moment for you.
Yeah,
we're gonna move on, but you're gonna remember this.
Yeah,
and it's great. It's a great little thing.
Yeah, and her character was standout for me for sure.
Yeah,
especially because the director Wakiti.
Yeah,
he was talking about like. I wrote the plot. I wrote the part for a man, and then I just cast a woman.
Yeah,
and it's every Han Solo cliche we've seen ever since the westerns of the 30s, I guess. When it's being portrayed by a woman, there is something unique about that. Even though it is a character that we've seen so many times portrayed by a man, but it's like unapologetically she's tripping over herself because she's so drunk. She's beating people up, almost like as a second thought, and she's like, she's got her own weird agenda, and she's, I don't do that anymore, kid. I'm in this now because I don't believe in this, and tragic backstory, criminal with a heart of gold sort of thing.
Tessa Thompson was like, it felt like a glove. Like, she's spectacular in that role.
And you just reminded me when we walked out of Thor that she was the girlfriend in Creed. Yeah. And so I went back and I looked at all the stuff she's been in. Is this the star-turning performance? Can we see more of Tessa Thompson all the time, please?
Please, yes.
That'd be great.
Yeah, like hopefully this will be that kind of thing where it's like a lot of people are like, oh, almost like an Oscar Isaac with Star Wars, where people are like, the mainstream audience like, who's this guy? And someone like me like, go watch A Most Violent Year, please. Go watch Inside Llewyn Davis. Yeah. Like, go watch these movies where it's like, he's amazing. And like, for saying the test of time, like, go watch Dear White People, go watch Creed, go watch these movies where like she's amazing in, and it's like it's fantastic how good she like the scene where she first see her, she gets out of her spaceship and falls down drunk. It's like okay,
I'm on board for this character.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, there were some moments where I felt like because the comedy was so well done, there were supposed to be moments of like emotional brevity that fell flat.
Like when?
Like the end when Asgard was destroyed. And it was like, you see like this sea of Asgardians in this ship watching their planet explode. And then you've got the blue Korg.
Yeah.
Who was the
director.
Who's the director.
Yeah.
And who's great, but like this emotional moment, and Marvel's very guilty of this in a lot of their movies.
Yeah.
Of like, here's something huge. Asgard is gone.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
For like, not just Thor, but for the entirety of the MCU, and it's completely disrupted by here's a quirky one-liner, here's a funny joke, here's a reference and a callback, and then it immediately cuts back to Thor's face going, oh my gosh, I can't believe Asgard's gone. And I'm like, what does it matter? You just made a bunch of jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
The emotional impact is gone.
Marvel, they mistake like emotional like you said, emotional brevity or something like that. They have their characters do quick because they feel like that's their building point for a lot of the stuff they do, like for villains or for plot or for story. It's like, oh, if a character quips about it, that's all we have to do. And it's just like
because it worked in Iron Man, but it's
right. Like at one point, it's funny, and at one point, it's something for the audience to build on as far as connecting with the characters. At the other hand, it's just like, can you just let the moment be the moment?
But what's interesting is that like they do in Winter Soldier and they do in Civil War.
Yeah.
Like there's like Ant-Man is funny when he wants to be, and there are moments where and Spider-Man's funny and there's some quips, but at the end of the day, like the emotional beats hit because they are taken seriously. They go that extra mile to be like, no, this is serious.
Yeah.
We're not going to weigh this down with like a quirky Tony Stark one-liner or a funny visual gag from Ant-Man. So I don't know. But at the end of the day, like as an action comedy, it works really well.
Yeah, it does.
So that's that. We are approaching 3 hours.
Wow.
So we're going to tackle the last movie.
Yes.
And we are going to save the Dane DeHaan special as a sequel because he deserves it.
That's a good point. We could probably even split this one into 2 parts.
We will have to.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. That was the last one we saw.
The performances were all really great.
Let me set this up a little bit because this premiered at the film festivals. This got rave reviews across the board.
Everyone's talking about best screenplay, best picture. Because
especially it's written and directed by Martin Madonna, who's done In Bruges, Seven Psychopaths, and then he has his theater work as well. So he's kind of like a superstar as far as writing goes. So there's that. There's the fact, like, the performances, the trailer hit, it's funny, it's dark humor, it's black comedy, it's angry, it's got a message, especially, again, in this political climate, in our society right now, that kind of carries a lot of weight, carries a lot of water, and it had a lot of cachet, as it were, coming out of the film festival circuit. And then it came out wide release.
Yeah.
And then regular people saw it. And the regular people were like, maybe not so much.
Maybe not, though, with this one.
This says, I think it was K. Austin Collins from The Ringer. He said it best. He said this is a movie that's underwritten and overwritten at the same time.
I agree. Well, because, like, I think the second, straight up spoilers here, the second, what's his name, kills himself.
Woody Harrelson.
The second he's gone, the movie goes on in directions that don't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. Which almost makes me wonder why Woody Harrelson killed himself.
Especially that early?
Yeah.
In the film?
Because it comes to like, what, maybe 35, 40 minutes into the movie?
It's less than an hour.
It's less than an hour, for sure.
And then, the rest of the movie happens. And to me, it was like, okay, here's a very interesting premise for a dark comedy. And I think up until that point, it was very tight. The dialogue was pretty good.
Yeah.
The performance by
Frances McDermott.
Okay. Thank you, Toby.
Yes.
The always impressive Frances
McDermott,
who I still think her performance is incredible.
Oh yeah.
But then you've got, like, the inept cop.
Sam Rockwell, yeah.
You have Woody Harrelson, who's trying his best, but can't really do much.
Right.
You got
He's dying of cancer, as we should mention.
Yeah, we've got these quirky little town people.
Yeah.
And you got the sign guy, who I thought was great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all leading up to something that feels like it should have been more important than it was at the end.
Yeah.
There's cool ideas, but I remember you and I talking at the end of it where I felt like this feels like a first draft.
Yeah, it felt like a first draft. It felt like nothing happens in it, despite the fact it's trying to say so much at the same time.
Trying to say a lot.
Yeah, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like, all right, so what did you actually say?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Right.
And it's really weird from that point of view. And it's interesting, like a lot of black critics are like, they were like, this movie is very problematic just as far as what's going on with the people of color in this movie. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, so she works with a friend at the gift shop that she works at.
Yeah.
And she was busted for like some trumped up marijuana charge to get at Mildred, Frances McDermott's character.
Right.
So she's gone for like a good chunk of the movie. And she gets released, she just kind of wanders in. It's like, oh, hey, I'm out of prison. Like, wait, I'm sorry. Like,
yeah.
A black woman got arrested, and it's just kind of like she just gets out, and that's it.
That's it.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to discuss that. Like, and she comes out in support of her white friend's dilemma. Like,
yeah,
it's very
who did absolutely nothing to try to like bail her friend out or fight those charges or say this cop is a piece of shit.
Yeah, nothing. It was like she came to the police station like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, we're going to do this. And she's like, all right, and walks out. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no. Nothing,
Yeah.
and she just comes out like, "Oh, I'm out of jail now because someone like I got the bail money."
Because we're on page 173.
Right,
I'm out now.
I'm out now, and it's like that felt like such a missed opportunity to say something.
There were a lot of those, though.
Yeah, even like and I know you and I joked about it, like John Hawkes' young girlfriend,
who again. Up there with Karen, as my favorite, like, nobody character in the movie.
Yeah, like a cute little airhead, but it's just like she wanders in with John Hawkes pinning Frances McDermott against the wall about to beat her. Mm-hmm. Lucas Hedges, the son, has a knife against his throat, and she just kind of wanders in like, I couldn't find the bathroom, and it's like, we're not going to talk about domestic abuse issues here?
Well, I think that was supposed to be played for laughs at
I get that, but then they do it again at the dinner scene where it's just like Frances comes over at the table, and it's like, listen, I want you to, like, just leave me alone, you can be together. Like, she's not going to inform the young girl that the person she's dating is a domestic abuser? Like,
yeah,
that's again. You're not gonna talk about this at all. Like,
yeah. Well, the whole screen.
I understand it's played for laughs, but at a certain point, it's like if you're gonna keep bringing this up,
yeah.
Like you kind of mentioned with Thor, funny enough, it's like if you're gonna show Asgard being destroyed, let Asgard be destroyed and let's take it in.
Yeah.
If you're gonna show a really young girl be in a relationship with not much older, but an older man, and he has a history of beating his wife,
yeah,
you're just gonna let it linger like that?
Because we know that she's an intelligent woman.
Yeah.
Because she makes a point to say, like, I lost my job at this, but I immediately found another job here, and I'm studying this at this college, and I read that in this book.
Yeah.
So it's not like she's like an airhead. She's just a little... I guess a little spacey. Sometimes her mind is in other places, but she's not an idiot.
Yeah.
So, but I guess that's what kind of McDonough is a very interesting screenwriter in the fact that he loves his dark comedies. He really likes to make people uncomfortable, and he goes places that are offensive.
Yes.
And I guess to me, like, there were a lot of N-bombs being dropped.
Yeah.
And then, like, with Peter Dinklage, it was a lot of, oh, you're just fucking this little midget. And his character he's the town midget, basically. Yes. And then you've got, you've got the young girlfriend who's made fun of because she's younger and she's not as intelligent as these adults.
Yeah.
And all the while, there's this very serious subject matter going on in terms of, her daughter wasn't just raped, but then she was burned alive.
Yeah.
And they showed pictures of her body, and it's like, where's the line? What's Martin McDonough, he's a very controversial writer.
Right.
But it felt so messy in terms of handling everything that he was trying to do.
Yeah, very much so.
That it came across more like... Like a first draft. That's all I got.
Even the fact where it's just like we see the flashback with the daughter, played by Catherine Newson, who was also in Big Little Lies and was also in Halt Catch Fire. So she had a really good year.
Nice.
Really good year. But it's just like, we see the flashback where it's just like, the last thing they say, like the last thing she says to her daughter is like, I hope you get raped and killed. It's like, I hope I get raped and killed too. And it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna, with that on the nose here?
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then even going back to, the heel turn of the corrupt cop he's not even a corrupt cop, he's a bad idiot. He's played like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like a stooge.
And I will give you credit for this. I like how you said, because we're in the theater, I like how you said you didn't buy that at all.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know. Like, I think I was kind of sore to it because it's like, I think I was kind of focused on everything else. Mm-hmm. I wasn't even cared about him, but it's just like, yeah, all Woody Harrelson
That's
said.
a different thing. I don't buy him either.
Yeah. Look, the best that Woody Harrelson says in regards to Sam Rockwell, Jason Dixon's character, is like, oh, you know, he's a good man at heart. He tries to be a good cop. He has the background for it. And it's just like, well, all we're seeing is like he just beats people up. Especially he's a racist.
He's that's not subtext.
No,
he
that's
says
text
in the film. He doesn't like black people.
Yeah, like that's text. Like that's not subtext. So it's just like, so the fact is like we have up to that point, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, maybe we're gonna try to work this case. It's like, can you ease us into it first?
Yeah, or because then it's the second the police station catches on fire.
Yeah,
he turns into a hero.
Yeah. Why?
I don't buy it.
No, I don't.
He's been a bad person.
Yeah.
The whole movie, and all of a sudden he's like super good at like clawing stuff so he can get DNA and like figuring shit out, and I'm like, where the fuck did this come from?
Right.
You're a different person now.
Yeah, basically.
Like you were a bad person.
And it feels like that. It feels like if that's what we killed off Woody Harrelson, that seems like a massive waste.
Yeah.
It could have just been. We could have just seen the two of them working the case together, or we could just see Woody Allen or Woody Harrelson. We could have seen Woody Harrelson working the case.
Yeah.
It's just it's very weird why he did that. Why McDonough did that.
Yeah, I don't. It was very sloppy and it didn't work at all.
No.
And
I feel like that's the film in general. Like, I know a lot of people love the film. I know it's
well, there's great pieces to it.
That's what I was gonna say. There's great pieces to it. There's great semblances to it. But as a whole, it's like it's kind of all over the place. It's very problematic. It's really messy, like you said. It feels it feels overwritten. It's like as far as like what it wants to say. Like there's a lot of things it wants to talk about, and it's underwritten the way it goes about doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
As someone who didn't see the movie, I honestly thought it was a true story.
Really?
I thought it was a true story, yeah.
I could see it being a true story.
I can too. I mean,
I'm
sure it has
trailer,
happened.
You know, just from the way the trailer was cut and everything, I was like, oh, this looks like a true story.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
No, I'm sure.
I wanted to say.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure. No, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure that's happened before.
But that's why, again, that's why it was such a weird thing for McDonough to do.
Yeah.
Is because this is a dark. It's not like Seven Psychopaths.
Right.
You know.
Or even in Bruges, where you have two wacky criminal or gangsters who are in a really shitty town and they can't get out.
The story is there is a mom whose daughter was raped and burned, and the police aren't doing anything about it, and she's pissed. And one of the cops is a racist.
Yeah.
And they end up teaming up together at the end to kill an innocent man.
No, he's not. Well, to kill a man who is innocent for this crime, but has done other things, and it's like.
But so what? Yeah, it made it. Yeah,
that ending's weird.
The whole second half of the movie is weird.
Yeah.
The whole second half is weird.
I'm even thinking about like Abby Cornish as Harrelson's wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when she's drunk, she's kind of like rambling. It's like, what was that?
Yeah,
like that was weird. It's like,
yeah, again, it felt like a first draft. Like, oh yeah, this could be fun.
Yeah,
where does it fit narratively? Martin McDonough.
That's where it fits.
That's where it fits. So I guess that's that.
That is that. I guess the other thing. I mean, Twin Peaks came out this year too. The Return.
I gotta see it.
Yeah.
I put a caveat in my best of.
I saw the yeah.
I'm like honorable mention. I'm already adding it because I know I'll add it.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Yeah, that's very well do as well. Samurai Jack as well.
Samurai Jack was phenomenal.
It was phenomenal. It was doing like storytelling in a like almost transcendent way.
Yeah,
funny but poignant at the same time. And again, the way it did Ashi, that character, in that limited amount of time, impeccable.
In 10 episodes, that character arc was great.
Yeah,
it made me miss old Gendy Tartakovsky so damn much. He's wrapping up Hotel Transylvania 3. Mm-hmm. That's the last one. I'm begging that he comes back, and I want him to do a hand-drawn feature.
Yeah, why not?
I would love it.
Yeah,
I miss it so much.
Yeah,
but that's what Samurai Jack made me want, is like old Tartakovsky, the guy who made Dexter's Lab and
the last shot of the series
with
where it's
the cherry blossom tree. Yeah,
it reminds you of Terrence Malick. It's almost on that level, whereas it's like that kind of, you have to experience something like love to kind of the heartbreak of love, to have love and to lose it in the way that he does, to kind of see,
which is straight up lose it in every
like,
possible
literally,
way.
like it vanishes in front of his eyes,
yeah.
literally. But to kind of have. To kind of experience that and to kind of move forward in life. To kind of find the beauty all around you and the beauty of that person that still influences the things around you to kind of move forward. Like, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And again, there's no dialogue. It's just him walking
Which Samurai Jack has always been very good
at.
That is
that is very true. But it's just Jack just walking through a dark forest, sees a ladybug, reminds him of Ashi.
And that first ladybug scene was great, too.
Yes.
On the island.
Again, it's near Terrence Malick level of how good that is. Like, just how poignant and poetic it is. But then you see, like, the cherry blossom tree, and the series ends, and, like, the music soars, and it's like, I watch it every once in a while. It's like, it's so good.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Yeah. So
good solid television.
Yeah.
Like,
television, movies in general, and it's like, this is, I guess this is where we'll hang up for now. And, again, we'll do the 1-2 punch a day in the Han.
And, you know,
later.
Maybe, Toby, what we'll find going back and exploring these two films is that we were a little too harsh on them the first time, and they could very well have a special place in our hearts.
Or we weren't harsh enough.
That's actually probably more accurate. How much alcohol should we have for this episode?
Oh my god. That's
like, for real, though?
No, that's a good point.
All right.
We probably should.
I can't, honestly, I'm struggling to think of any other way we'd be able to do it otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't want to...
Aubree, I know you're tired, but do you want to say anything about Valerian before we stop?
The Pearl people were great.
No, but for real, the first, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The Pearl people were great. I think Valerian would have been a cool, mini-series. It goes back to, I'm a big Trekkie.
Yeah.
And I don't think Star Trek lends itself well to movies. What it ends up being is just one long episode, or trying to put so much stuff into one thing it doesn't work out.
Or try to be like a Star Wars when it's a Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of I felt like there was stuff to it that I really, really liked, and it would have been a really, really cool sci-fi if I gave a shit about the main characters whatsoever.
Yeah, that was harsh.
If I had any emotional attachment to Cara Delevingne and whatever that one boy's name is.
Yeah.
That's not important.
Well,
but the Pearl people were great. They had great emotional. They were gorgeous. Some of the most beautiful animation. CGI stuff I've ever seen. And there were neat things. I want to know more about that world. I think that world was really fun and interesting, but there was not enough time to go into it.
No, it wasn't. That's something I mentioned to you. But I think I mentioned to you and Justin before, where it's just like, it just zooms through so much shit. Like, there's that one scene literally with Dane DeHaan is just busting through walls, and it's like different worlds. Like, what? Can we slow down for
and
2
explore
seconds?
Some of this?
Yeah. Can we do just one pan shot around? Just kind of like, no, we just got to go. We got to get going.
Well, and I think the problem too is it was based off a French comic book, correct? And
which is volumes long.
It was referencing stuff. It was a Marvel movie that we all kind of hint, nudge, get, but we don't get it.
Right.
We haven't seen that. We would love to see that, but you can't reference things that your main audience doesn't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Rihanna was good in it.
And then
Rihanna was great in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't like to think they killed her. I like to think she did that scene and she's like, "So I'm done, right? No, you have more scenes. So I'm done."
Like, honey, I'm Rihanna, and then she walks away.
I'm gonna go in Ocean's 8.
Yeah,
which looks fantastic.
Which does look like a very fun time.
Yes, it does.
I'm very
I've
excited.
watched that trailer 19 times.
Nice.
Now, see, if you felt triumphant walking out of Wonder Woman,
that's
holy
exactly.
fuck! Just wait until you have a woman-led crime movie like a heist.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna want to rob.
Women can do anything.
They can. It's so great that it's 2018.
Including Rob the Met Gala.
Including Rob the Met Gala.
Anne Hathaway's in that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's 2018 and women can finally do things now.
Exactly.
We've been really waiting for
at least in cinema, we don't know about the real world yet.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
well, white women did it to themselves, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Is
53%.
Is it life reflecting art or is art reflecting life?
I think it's both.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know for which one, but maybe both. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Toby?
Yes.
Aubree?
Yes.
It has been a pleasure.
It has been
talking
a pleasure.
for the past. We are at the 3-hour mark.
There we go.
That's actually that's solid.
That is solid.
This is
so thank you.
Most of the movies you review.
Yeah, that is true.
This is the extended cut.
Thank you for listening to the first mega episode of our new podcast called "I Hope Gwyneth's Listening."
And we really do hope that Gwyneth is listening.
And we'll explain what that means in another episode.
In another episode, once we actually get Gwyneth on the show.
That's the end goal.
The end goal, ultimately.
Is to get Gwyneth Paltrow to sit on that red
So
couch.
Gwyneth, if you're listening, which we hope you are, call us, email us,
yeah,
beep us if you want to
Goop
reach
us.
us.
Mark down the
Goop us.
prices of your product.
Don't
Listen, if I'm gonna have to put a jade egg up my vagina, I at least need it to be cheaper.
It needs to be a little cheaper, you're right.
I'm writing that down.
So the quote of 2018.
Yes.
Gwyneth. If I'm going to put a jade egg up my vagina, it needs to be cheaper. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, happy 2018.
Thanks for listening. Have a good holidays.
We are going to be we're going to be doing the Dane DeHaan double feature next.
Yes.
And we'll see you then.